Hey everybody, it's time for your weekly time tip, and I am excited this week to address a really common challenge. And that is when you set aside time for some focused project work, which means you're not on Slack and you're not on email and you're less responsive. How do you do that in a way where you're not worried that people feel you're being irresponsible? Right? Very common question and challenge. So here's what I have to say. 3 tips. Okay, first, do a reality check and search your soul to figure out how much of that expectation for instant response is self-imposed pressure as opposed to external pressure, right? I observe so many clients I work with, very high achieving professionals that pride themselves on being there and being responsive, and they almost, for their own internal drive to exceed expectations, want to respond instantly. But other people understand if you don't respond in 10 minutes, you may be in a meeting. If you don't respond for 2 hours, you may be in a meeting. You may be doing some deep work. So some of this is self-imposed pressure, what a client of mine calls SIP, self-imposed pressure. How much is that? Tip number 2 is communicate with the small circle of people who are really, you work with so closely. They are really used to constant chatter, constant responsiveness. And they are reliant on you, and you're all in the habit of instant response. For that circle, communicate to them, I'm trying to get deep work done. I'm trying to get some big projects finished. And I may be not on Slack and not responsive to email for an hour or 2 at a time. If you ever need me, and an issue cannot wait an hour or 2, call me on the phone. And by doing that, you remain accessible and reliable to the people most dependent on you, while also being responsible for getting the work done that's going to make their jobs easier and work more successful for everyone. And the third tip is make the deep work visible. For some reason, people all get into their heads that the deep work is their work and the emails is everyone else's work. The deep work that you're doing is the team's work, is the company's work, right? So don't hide it. Make it transparent. Tell people, this week in my deep work time, I'm working on the strategic plan. I'm developing a new product strategy. I'm working on process improvement for this problem that we all keep coming up against and keeps wasting our time. I'm spending 2 hours every morning in my deep think work working on process improvement, and then report out the results of that time. So make the deep work visible, and you will really inspire everybody to also carve out time for the deep think and really change the expectations, both internal and external, that instant response is the way we make our contribution. It is not. It is the balance between responsiveness and getting deep thinking work done.